So the first thing we're going to do is flip over to give yourself a low lunge T-spine rotation. Now, what I mean by that is from all fours, bring up your right foot. Now, planting that left foot down into the floor. If this is a little bit too tight for you, you can add a block and raise yourself up just a touch, okay? Your left hip might be a little bit tight, and that's completely fine. You do you. Taking a deep breath in, I'm gonna get you to take your right hand to your right ear. Dip in towards the right ankle, and then open up to the sky. So let's do 10 of these. Now, the whole point of this one is week 1, we had a moderate variation. Week 2, we stepped it up a gear. Week 3, we're really pushing our body into an uncomfortable state, right? We are pushing it to give us a degree of variation. We're pushing it to incorporate the rotation, increase our range of movement, and eradicate any tension and any resistance we've got in that upper back. Last one. Beautiful. Drop the hands back down, transfer that leg all the way back, and just take your left foot all the way over to the left side. So you want to try and take it alongside your elbow, right? You don't want the knee to go out. So make sure the knee is tractioning over the ankle. Right hand pushes firmly into the floor, and then taking that left elbow to the back of the head. Take it down to the ankle if you can, and rotate up. Now, each side is going to be different. One side might be a lot more easier, a lot less sticky than one, but just give yourself some time, ease into this movement with fluid, with ease, with grace. Try not to push yourself to the point of pain. This should be nice. You should feel good. And remember, if this is a bit too much, you can go back to week 2 and week 1's variations. This is an option. Last 2 here. One more. Okay, beautiful. Dropping down onto your knees. We're going to do a kneeling cat-cow. Now, if at any point you can't bend into the knees, prop yourself up on a block or even a pillow or a cushion so you can have a little bit support around that knee, okay? So, taking a deep breath in, taking both hands behind you, lengthen and widen into those elbows. And then you're going to exhale, take your chin down to chest and draw those elbows in. Open up, lift, lift, lift that chest. You're going to have a mild back bend, nothing too strenuous. Round that back, chin tucks in, elbows join. Inhale, lift. Let's do 5 more like this. Exhale, round. Now you can pause at any point. Go to the range, the pace, the tempo that really suits you. If you want to pick up the pace, that's entirely up to you. Round forward. Beautiful. 3 more here. Exhale, just make sure you're drawing that belly button into the spine. Last 2, I think. Last one. I was enjoying this, I forgot to count. That's the trouble when I'm talking too much, so I do apologize. If you did 10, fantastic. If you did 6 or 7, whatever it is, right? I want you to feel good in that exercise. I felt good, so I kind of just got lost in the moment. Taking ourselves onto our back this time. Dead bug variation. So we're gonna add on, lower yourself down, add on to what we did in week 1 and 2. This is where it gets exciting. Because of all the elements that we've already built up with the structure and foundation, putting that blueprint in place before we add on, pushing down with the feet about a hip distance apart, pushing your lower back, your sacrum into the floor, and then you're going to give your back access to round as it would naturally, pushing the upper back into the floor and drawing the rib cage down, Arms raise up to a 90-degree, feet come into a tabletop position. So knees are hovering over our hips. Take a deep breath in. You're going to extend the right leg to where you feel comfortable. Draw that navel to the spine, rib cage down towards the pelvis. Extend the left arm. This is where it really gets challenging. Hold here, because we really want to draw in our abdominals to the midline. Extend that left arm up, bring that right knee back to neutral. Take a deep breath in here. Extend that left leg, squeeze the glutes, draw the rib cage to the spine. The rib cage down towards the pelvis as you extend that right arm. Hold here. So again, transverse abdominals are kicking up a gear. We are really pushing them. As you bring that right arm up, bring that left knee back in. Let's do that 2 more times. Slow and controlled. Start with the leg. Draw the navel to the spine. Draw the rib cage down to the pelvis. Breathe here. Back up with the arm. Back up with the leg. Remember, if you're feeling this anywhere in your back, don't have to extend that leg as close to the floor. Keep breathing, keep drawing that rib cage down and in. Inhale, let's do that 1 more on each side. Simultaneously taking that right leg, left arm, reach, reach, reach from the fingertips to the toes. Come back into neutral. Fingertips to the toes, reach, reach, reach. Draw the navel down towards the mat. Bring both feet in, knees in towards the chest. If you felt anything, any niggles, just give yourself a massage. A self-care, self-worth massage. I love this one. Okay, so because we are going to need these legs to kick into gear, feet planted on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Push the ground away with the feet. Engage the glutes. Just to make sure you're putting so much tension in the feet. You feel like your hips are lifting, but you're not lifting, right? So you might feel a tiny, like millimeter gap between the floor and the glutes, and this is where I want you to really draw in that rib cage, pushing down into the floor. The back of the rib cage is pushing into the ground. The belly button is drawing into the floor. Take a deep breath in. We're going to lift up using our feet. Yep. So here we are just going to hold position. In this position, the more you draw your feet into the floor, the more you traction the feet into the mat, you're going to lift those hips up that ever so slightly. So we're not lifting up with our hips, we're lifting up from the power of our feet and our legs. Take a deep breath in. We're going to go into some marches. So inhale here, palms into the ground. We're going to lift up with the right leg, lower back down again. Lift up with the left. Now, as we do this, just alternate the leg lift and try not to drop those hips. So let's go for 5 on each side. This is 3. Keep lifting those hips. Take your time. This is 4. This is 5. And on the 5th one, on that last one, we were going to stay up, hold up. Reposition those feet so they are hip distance apart. Pull that navel into the spine, draw the rib cage down, push the feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in here and then start to lower down from the top of the spine all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. Windscreen up the legs. If you felt any tension around the feet, around the hips, around the lower back, this really is, it's almost like an eraser on the chalkboard. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's just like the whiteboard. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so this time we are going to go into a pledge plank. So the legs that we needed to engage with, we're going to flip ourselves over to a progression on our plank that we did for the last 2 weeks. Now in this position, we did need our legs to engage. Reposition your hands exactly the way you were told on week 1 and 2. Extend those legs and hold here. In this position, we want to create a nice long line of energy from the heels. Our thighs are engaged, our glutes are turned on, our abdominals are pulling up and in, and we're pushing the ground away with our hands. Just 15 more seconds here. Keep pulling in that navel. Head is in neutral. And we're going to go for 10 taps. For a right hand is going to tap our left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder. Now just be careful and try and eliminate any movement around the hips. Now the reason I say this is you want to make sure you're controlling the transverse abdominals, the anterior, posterior. 5 more here. Take your time. If you need to drop to your knees, please do so. 4. Strong legs. 3. 2. Stick with me. Keep breathing. 1. Beautiful. Drop those knees down. Give those wrists a little bit of a shake if you felt them. And we're going to come straight down to our modified Cobra position, lying onto the floor. And this time we're going to take our arms straight forward. Taking a deep breath in, forehead in line with the mat, feet together, legs engaged so the knees are lifting up off the floor. We're going to raise both arms up, keeping our feet on the floor. Hold here. Now you may not come up very high, and that's completely fine. Just want you to almost imagine that you are soaring through the sky. You're taking a deep dive with your hands leading the way. 2 more breaths here. Keep opening up the chest. Last one. And then lower with control. Beautiful. It's harder than it looks, right? Flipping over onto your back, and we're gonna take up our cross crunch to another degree. Take a deep breath in, hands behind your head, interlace the fingers, thumbs come down alongside your neck. Pull both feet into tabletop. Take a deep breath in, hover the upper body. So your spine is in neutral, you're drawing your rib cage down. You should feel or see a nice flatness in that, around your pelvis basically. So around that triangle. And then we're going to cross, but we're not going to move our knees. Come back up. Cross left to the right side. Come back up. So if you notice, I'm not going very far because I can only go to where my elbow, hence the reason we did the T-spine rotation at the beginning, where I can do the range of movement. Now if this is a bit too much for you, drop your feet down, because the aim is to try and get towards the knee, but knowing that we are not going to make contact because we're trying to keep our knees where they are. So remember, you can drop your feet down. If you can, stay up. We're going to go for 10 more on each side. So this is 10. This is 9. Keep it slow and controlled. Try not to rush it. If you need a break, take one. You're doing fantastic. 7. Stick with me here. 6. 5. 4. You're doing awesome. Keep it going. 3. Keep reaching. 2. Stay strong. Last one. Beautiful. Bring those knees in towards the chest. Rock from side to side. Let's transfer straight over to a side plank position this time. Remember, you've got the variations that were provided in week 1 and 2. So if you wanted to take those, please do. This next variation, we're going to go hand a little bit off center from our shoulder. Extend that bottom leg and top leg. Now you can either split those feet apart or you can stack the feet on top of one another. If you wanted added extra, raise the top arm up. If you wanted a little bit more, top hand over. So we're going to hold here for 30 seconds. Lift up from the hips, square off those hips and squeeze the glutes. Keep breathing, keep smiling, keep it strong. This is the last but one variation. For those of you who've been with me for the last 2 weeks, you're gonna know we're almost on the home straight. We are almost done. We've only got 12 seconds here, so stick with me, keep breathing, keep focusing ahead. Inhale, exhale, reach, 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 and then drop it all the way down to the floor. Whew. Beautiful work. Okay, this time we are going to go into our legs and arms extensions. So lower yourself onto the mat, forehead in line with the mat. Take a deep breath in here, and then exhale, draw those feet up, draw the upper body up, and reach for the backs of the legs. So we're gonna hold here. Again, we did a lot of anterior abdominals. We did some obliques just now. And we're coming back into the erecti spinae muscles. So lift up with that chest. If you need your hands down to support you, please take it. We've only got a couple more seconds here. Just breathe with me. Pull that navel into the spine. Squeeze the glutes. Reach for the backs of the ankles. 2 more breaths here. Last one. Beautiful. Drop those hands down. Push yourself back up. And we're going to come over to our last side. The one side that was remaining, so we don't feel lopsided. Taking our hand in line with our feet. If you feel like stacking them up, please do so. Find yourself a nice, strong position into the side plank position. So hips stacked upon hips, squeezing the glutes. Lift up from that bottom glute. And if you can, look up towards your thumb. If this is a bit too much for the back of the neck, look straight forward, or you can look straight down. So we've only got 20 more seconds here as I was whittering on. Keep breathing, keep focusing. You can, you will, and you are. This is what you need. This is what you're doing for your benefit of your health and giving yourself exactly what you need. Last 3, 2, 1. Drop that hand down. Ah, take yourself onto your feet. Give those arms a little bit of a shake. Congratulations for completing week 3. It seems super short, but we do propel ourselves forward, and I'm so looking forward for you to join week 4, and that's where we're really gonna kick start it up. So remember, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe and hit the notification buttons and bells so you don't miss the next session with me. Also, if you're not already part of the hybrid community on Facebook, the link for that description is below. And remember, I've got a few more spots left on Elevate Success Leadership Formula, specifically designed for women who are in high pressured roles. If you are feeling anxious, stressed, that things are getting on top of you, that you were starting to let your physical, nutritional, mental side of things slide, then you need my help, and I can get you from a place of anxiousness, stress, overwhelm into leading the best, happiest life that you can in this very moment, and raise up to the next level of success that you've always wanted to be and embody. So if you wanted to be a part of that formula, I have still got a few spaces left, and it is exclusive for those who DM me. You will be required to book into a 30-minute free consultation call just to see if the program is right for you. And then we can kickstart you on this new program starting in January. So hopefully I will see you there. And for everyone else, week 4 video next week. I will see you then. Have a great day.